Hello, hello, we are live. Lisa and Eric Piesek here of Infinite Design House, talking about a really common question that we get. Should I niche? Is niche the death of my sales? Is it the igniter of my sales? When I'm creating a course, membership, group coaching program, mastermind, product, anything that I want to sell, should I be going narrow or should I be going broad? I think every single client asks us that with every single thing that we build.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to address it. And just to start off, it makes me think about a one size fits all. Have you ever bought anything that's one size fits all?
Hats. That's about it.
And does it fit well?
Yeah, but usually it's like super stretchy.
I don't ever think, well, for women, I can't speak for men.
But that's a hat.
But for women, you buy a one size fit all shirt.
Oh, I know. Perfect.
Perfect
one size fit all is like a costume.
It's not though, right? Like, I don't think one size fits all fits anyone well.
One size fits no one.
One size fits no one is what it should be. No offense if you're a one size fits all product
if all your clothes,
maker, stop
all
doing
your clothes
that.
are one size fit all. I'm scared.
Well, even celebrities, you know, when they look so dang good in all their clothing, because everything is perfectly tailored to them. They don't buy stuff off the rack and put it on like we do.
I like where you're going with this.
They buy stuff off the rack and they get it tailored directly to them. I just do not like one size fit all. It never fits anyone. It's too big, it's too small, it just doesn't fit right. So think about your business in the same way when you're creating courses, memberships, products, programs. If you're going for a one size fit all, you're going to be talking to no one. You're not going to be serving anyone. So this is a yes and no answer. This is not a clear-cut answer. So I say yes, you should niche, because the clearer and more direct that you get, especially if you are just starting out, especially if you are under $1 million in sales, you don't maybe have a proven product revenue generating constant flow of clients and system coming in. So you don't want to be talking to everyone. You want to be very clear about, I work with divorced and widowed women. I work with successful and established doctors and dentists. I work with high performing teams of 5+ people or more. Now, I don't necessarily go crazy about, you've probably seen the avatar where it's like, what do they eat? Where do they shop? What color are their eyes? Do they have children? That's going like crazy. And what are your thoughts about like going like that niche of like, they shop at this store, they drive this kind of car, they wear their hair this way,
I see a point to it, but that's like, wow, you're really trying to specifically
sell. I don't think I'd go that crazy.
Yeah, no. For anybody that we typically talk to, it's not that crazy. But we haven't had someone.
No,
that crazy.
not unless you have a reason to create. There's a high demand. Like I remember there was one lady that was a dentist, and she used like equine therapy to train dentists. Do you remember from the mastermind? And I was like, that is crazy niche that you're doing like horse therapy for dentists. But she had this little pool of people that wanted that product and service from her. So the answer is yes. When you're starting out, you absolutely need to niche, because when you're creating your sales copy or somebody is writing your copy for you that's going to sell your product and service, you need to know exactly who you're talking to, the exact aspirations they want to have, the pain and the problems that they have, the problem that they have that they don't even know that they have, that you're going to solve. So yes, a niche allows you to speak directly to an individual or a group of people, and it allows you to get bodies into your programs and to test and to have a revenue generating system, as opposed to talking to everyone. I think about referrals. When someone says like, hey, who do you're on a connecting call or a networking call, and people say, who do you want to be connected to? Like, who can I send your way? Right? And you go, oh, I don't know, the dogs are freaking out about out there. But we say, keeping it real. But we say, who can I send your way? And you're like, ooh, I really want to work with a speaker. Do you know any speakers? And you're like, kinda. Or like, I'm really looking for a lawyer. And you're like, huh. As opposed to, I'm really looking for an entertainment lawyer who's worked in Hollywood that has this problem, right? Or I'm really looking for a speaker that's corporate only and has this thing, right? And it's a male. I'm looking for a female corporate speaker, that can deliver talks about not getting burnt out or, in the workplace. Oh, actually, I do know somebody. A name pops right into mind, right? The more specific, what was she freaking out about?
Who knows?
Doesn't know.
Not sure.
When you think of somebody specific, niched, somebody comes into your mind right away. And that's essentially what you want your client to be doing, or your potential client to be doing, is, ooh, they're talking about me, and this is for me. What's your take?
Yeah, there is definitely some advantages to niching, for sure. I think there's also an opportunity that if you are really newbie, and you're like, well, I don't know if this works for anyone because I haven't really tested it yet, then you may need to still find your niche. So I think too, when we first started doing with lead gen, right? We did lead gen for ourselves, but we didn't really do lead gen for a lot of people yet. So when we first started out, we didn't have the niches defined.
Yeah.
And then we started working with a lot of companies. And as we started to work with those companies, we found that what we were doing really worked for these certain niches. So then we were able to niche that way.
Yeah.
So if you are that person and you're going, yeah, but that's a possibility. I don't know. You're a toothbrush company and you sell toothbrushes for adults. Well, it's kind of hard to niche down, right? Unless you start making a specific toothbrush that's for people with soft gums. Okay, well, there's your soft gum niche.
Your examples are always like, I'm a hammer maker, I'm a toothbrush person. I'm like, what is in this thing?
Well, I'm just trying to be off the cuff.
Well, I think another thing too is the fear that people have is, well, if I niche,
yeah,
well then I'm not going to get sales.
Take people out.
Well, what about this person? And what about that person? And what about this person? When your problem is broad, that you want to keep your problem broad, but your people niche. I think about a financial planner that we're helping right now, and her whole, because that's what made me think of the divorced and widowed women. And she's like, well, what if men want to work with me? And we're like, well, you would talk to a man different than you would talk to a divorced and widowed woman. Their problems are different, their pains are different, their aspirations are different. Yeah. But if you're talking about her whole stick that we figured out, where she's a happiness expert, so it's helping you make confident and educated decisions, you might have a man that comes to you and is like, I care about being happy. I've worked my whole life and I have all these assets and I'm miserable, right? And I don't feel like I even know how to make confident, educated decisions. They're still, even if you say I'm for divorced and widowed women, they're still going to most likely reach out to you and say, can you help me?
Yeah.
So everyone's like, oh my God, I'm going to repel. No, when you are confident in what you do and you come across that way, even if you niche, when your problem is broad, people will still reach out to you and say, hey, I know I'm not in your target market, but can you help me? Can you help my company? Can you come and speak to my people? Yeah. So I think that's an invalid fear that we worry about, that we're going to not have enough business if we niche. And it's actually the opposite. The nicher that you get and the more dialed in that you get, the more clients you'll get, because someone will be able to identify and say, yes, that's me. Now, when do you not want a niche? When you've literally tapped your market. When you're doing I don't even know, I don't want to put a revenue number to it, but when you're like, oh, I am owning this space, people know about me, I've generated X amount of clients and users and people and money, now I want to try a different market, or now I want to try to go to an adjacent market, then you can go outside of of your niche. But I think when you start, you definitely have to niche to start.
Yeah.
That's or what you can do, my last point is, I know I can talk about this stuff forever.
Long
You
story
gotta cut
short,
me off too late.
too late.
You can niche campaigns. So you're like, I'm gonna run this challenge this month, and this is gonna be for divorced and widowed women. Next month, I'm gonna run it for divorced and widowed men. Next month, I'm gonna run it for blended families. Next month, I'm gonna run it for new moms. Like you can, that's where you were saying in the beginning.
Yeah,
like, you might not know. So you might want to test and see who you really like working with and who's really like digging and
resonates
resonating.
with your product.
Sometimes it's quite shocking to people that like we're like health, wellness, medical, spiritual. And if you would have told me that spiritual people would have been coming our way, I would have said you're crazy. But we just have a knack for health and spiritual people as well. So so that's, hopefully that helped. That's all I gotta say about that.
All right.
So if you don't know who your niche is, if you should even niche, if you don't have a flowing system of leads and sales and people coming into your business, you should talk to us. We'd be happy to help.
Yeah.
So we will drop our pre-call questionnaire link in the chat and book a call. What's going on? Let's talk through it. We're here to help you grow and scale. All right. We'll see you next time.
Until next time.
Bye.